But first of all, the reason why I don't think this should be a legend in the same sentence as, say, an E39 M5.
What the what? Come on, Tyler. So a few weeks ago, Tyler from Hoovies Garage posted this video about why he thinks the E46 M3 is not worth all the hype. But today, I'm gonna share with you why I think it is worth all the hype. And some people are saying this could be an $80,000 to $100,000 car someday. What is up, Tubies? If you are new, please make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. So if you guys don't know who Tyler is from Hoovies Garage, go check out his YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description below. He's got some great content, but he posted a video and I figured I want to do a video why I think this car is worth all the hype. Plus, this is my second one. So the first M3 that I bought was in 2005. It was silver. It was a 6-speed manual transmission, and for its time was and still is much more fun to drive than newer cars are today. It gives you such a raw driving experience. It's just true horsepower, and the lines on it, I mean, they are so aggressive. I mean, come on guys, this look can never get old. This is timeless beauty. The fenders, the wide fenders in the front continue in the rear. It just still, 20 years later, stands out on the road. This is a look that will just never get old. And as far as the common mechanical quirks, such as the vanos, the rod bearings, and the subframe cracking, the S54 engine is pretty much a reliable engine. Yep, I said it. It's reliable. And just like any car, common issues will arise if not properly maintained. I've even heard of some M3s with over 150,000 miles on it with the original rod bearings. Even our Audi R8 that we had common issues of 2011, and the common issues were frame cracking in the front and also the mag ride. They were known to fail as well. So I don't believe there's such thing as any issue-free vehicle out there. Every car's got its own quirks to it. Some cars, you know, they're cheaper to repair than others, but once you get into sports cars, more horsepower, those costs do go up. Oh yeah, still is a fun car to drive. But there is one downfall to this M3, and that's the problem right there. This is an SMG, which are frowned upon amongst the BMW enthusiast community. It's not that bad when you have it in regular automatic position. It's not too bad. But when you switch it over to manual shifting, that's where it gets sluggish, it's sloppy. Between gears, it's very slow. And there are some inexpensive tunes out there that can fix this, or just improve it at least. Now, these tunes that they have out now come with CSL features, such as improved shifting and also downshifting rev matching, which gives it an overall better feeling as to coming out of the box like this. But since the transmission is pretty much identical to the 6-speed manual transmission, all that really needs to be done is taking the bell housing off and drilling in, machining 2 holes in for the shifter. Or they have self-centering shifters now where you don't even have to drill the bell housing, which makes it an even easier swap. So we're not going to tune this with an SMG tune or anything like that. It's fairly easy to do a manual swap, and that's what everyone's doing right now. And that's going to give it the true BMW M3 performance that I miss. Still has that power, but man, manual swapping it is really going to make it such a more fun car to drive, and I think it's really going to unleash the true raw power that this car has. Yeah, gosh, he sounds good. Oh yeah. Now Tyler did say something else that made me laugh. Anyway, let's roll that clip.
Then it doesn't make very much sense to me to own one of these over, say, a 330, especially if you can get one with a 4-door and have a little more practicality. You get basically the same driving experience with a little bit less power, but I mean, 333 horsepower nowadays, a Camry's doing that.
I mean, come on, dude, really? No way. Now, I don't see any XSEs, but even the XSE is only 301 horsepower. This is just the SE. This is 203 horsepower for $34,000. And the XSE is 301 horsepower, which they don't have one here. Now, the interior, don't get me wrong, is nice looking. As far as body lines, I mean, come on, dude. Doesn't even come close. Now, this is a beauty. As you can see, The lines on the E46 M3 are timeless. Now that was a 2022 and this is a 2002. I mean, these lines are timeless. It's more aggressive looking than a brand new car. So much more aggressive looking than that Toyota Camry. Come on. Sorry about the raspy audio, guys, but I had to close the garage because my neighbor is putting up new siding and all I hear is bang, bang, bang. And I think the raspy audio is a little bit more tolerable than hearing that. So is the E46 M3 a legend? In my book, yes. And I think there's a lot of other enthusiasts out there that would agree. I'm part of a Facebook group called E46 Fanatics. And recently one of the members posted a picture of his red E46 6-speed manual, and this thing was mint. So he posted, I'm putting it away for the winter. I'm thinking about selling in the spring. How much you guys think I can get for it? And man, the comments started coming in and I couldn't believe it. Let me move this over here. I'm gonna put the comments right here. You guys can read them. I mean, from 50,000, 60,000, 75, 80. A lot of them were telling him, don't sell the car, hold on to it, because it will go to $100,000 someday. Now, will it? We don't know, but man, if it did, that's crazy. So even today, people are getting top dollar for these cars when they're in mint condition, anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. And for a 20-year-old car, that's legendary to me. A friend of mine bought one pre-COVID with under 100,000 miles for $10,000, and his was mint. So COVID's changed the ball game all the way around with all cars, the whole used car market. But when you start getting into cars that enthusiasts are chasing, no matter what it is, you're looking at a different market value. I mean, you can't even compare it to your, Toyota Camry. And it really comes down to that saying, like, the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. I mean, how much are you willing to pay for it? A lot of these guys that love these cars, these enthusiasts, are putting the I don't want to sell it price on it. But a lot of people are dying for this car. They want it so bad that they're paying it. This is an SMG and I bought it purposely because I'm going to manual swap it. We did look at other 6-speed manuals, but they wanted more for the car and it was a beater. I mean, a true beater. It had a lot of issues going on. And I wasn't just going to buy it just because it was a 6-speed manual. Because for $2,000 in parts, I mean, it's a pretty easy install. We're going to do it right here in the garage. If you guys want to see that video, smash that like button for me. So we'll do a DIY manual swap. All we got to do is send the bell housing out. We're going to replace it with a nice performance clutch. We'll send the bell housing out to a machine shop, which they will redo the guts, machine it, and then we'll bring it back here and put it all back together. The Vanos has not been done either, but during a valve gasket job, they did peek in there and they saw that the tabs were in place. Now, another common issue with the Vanos is the bolts that hold the hub on, the intake and the exhaust hubs, they do break. So in order to see them, you do need to take the Vanos apart to inspect them. And then as far as rod bearings go, regular oil changes. Do an oil analysis on every oil change with Blackstone. You can get the sample kit, ask for as many as you want, have them on hand, and you don't pay until you get you send your sample out and you get your report. But that will give you a heads up of what's going on in any metal in the oil, and then you can address the rod bearings at that point. Now these have been done twice. The latest, it was done 5,000 miles. They replaced the bearings. The subframe has been reinforced. The Vanos, like I said, has not been done, so we're going to be doing that and the manual swap. Other than that, we've already started replacing interior trim pieces. The inside looks mint. Performance-wise, it is a legendary car there. 333 horsepower is plenty for this car, but you can make these 700, 800 horsepower easily with some tuning, supercharger. I mean, you could go crazy with these cars if you want to. I personally want to keep it as OEM, but a little sporty as I can. It does have an exhaust. I'll probably do section 1 and 2. We may get a new intake. It does have an intake now, but I want to get something else nicer. But other than that, big brake kit. I mean, it's a great car as is. It's a great driving car. The handling, it's out of this world. If you've driven one, you know how fast you can take corners at. And yes, the S54 engine is a reliable engine. If you don't believe me, ask Johnny from Car Ninjas. He'll tell you the same thing. Another thing that people look over a lot is letting your car warm up. I let it warm up for about 10 minutes before I drive it every time. That just allows it to get to operating temperature and make sure that oil's getting worked in, and then your rod bearings will last longer. Simple little stuff. Other than that, it's regular maintenance like every car. And last but not least, the timeless design of this M3. The wide fenders, that mean look from the front, that wide rear end. I mean, the stance of this car is just sexy, and it's timeless. So it being my second M3, yes, it's a legend to me. I loved my first one. I love this one. I'm gonna love it even more when we manual swap it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Tyler at Hoovies Garage video as well. I'll drop a link down below. You can check that video out. If you are new, please make sure you subscribe, smash that like button for me, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. I'll see you guys in the next one.